What's up, guys? Welcome to Daily Refinement. My name is Chris. Thank you so much for joining me. In this episode, we're going to talk about the fact that I need to take a step back on eBay, and let's get straight into it. I cannot sustain the pace that I am growing at right now. This right here is just 1.5 days of listings. There's 30 items in every single bin. The way that the bin system works is that, let's say this is bin number 250. You can see on here, it says 250/30. So there are 30 items in every single bin, and it has a SKU number 14556. So if I use the barcode system, it would be two barcodes. One barcode for 14556 and one barcode for location 250. This inventory system goes to 1,000. So I can store 30,000 items in my store. And I don't want to get to max capacity because I've seen that happen before. I was told by a large eBay seller that I need to have 30% of my space open. Don't pack everything so full because it doesn't give you room for growth. So at the end of May, I should be at 20,000 listings and I can store 30,000 listings. I have two contractors that work for me, one that takes photographs and one that does descriptions. I told one of them, the one that does descriptions, that her contract ends at the end of May. So I basically fired her. I told her, the way this is set up, I don't have enough space to do this until the end of June, which is where she wanted to end her contract because she has a different job lined up. So what I might do is convert my photographer into an employee and train her on both describing and taking photographs to move to the next level, which for me, I think the next level is actually moving at a slower pace. I didn't realize that being efficient and focusing in a few categories makes everything so streamlined and makes it a lot faster. So I'm not really working on my e-business or my eBay business more than normal. It's just that it's moving at a much faster pace. As you guys know, my number used to be 10 minutes. So I used to spend 10 minutes start to finish on the whole entire eBay process. That's picking, sorting, photographing, listing, shipping, customer service, offers. All of that was taking me about 10 minutes per item. It's now 7.9 minutes. So it's 2 minutes faster. So that means I'm producing 20% more listings every single day, which is not sustainable. I have a newborn baby who's a month old, and I'm trying to balance that because they only grow up one time and I want to be there as much as I can. So now I'm also doing bottle duty. As of our baby's a month old, and as of 4 days ago, she can now take the bottle. So I'm on duty from 10 p.m. to about 2 to 3 o'clock in the morning, and I'm really enjoying that process. I love it. My wife, honestly, is a little bit worried about me because she's like, you're basically working or with us 24/7. You're not really sleeping much, which is true. So I need to take a step back, make sure I don't burn out, take care of my health, because right now, honestly, I'm just with family or working and that's it. And also the fact that I'm more focused now means that the volume of everything is much higher. My YouTube channel is much bigger. My Facebook group with Tech and Sports is much bigger. There's a lot more people in there. The goal of the Facebook group is to help you save time, make more money on eBay or reselling, and also for accountability. A lot of people need to have their butt held against the fire to make sure they keep running and doing the things that they need to do. So Facebook group is growing. It's almost 500 people. The YouTube channel is growing. My eBay store is growing at a pace that I really can't sustain. So right now it's pretty easy to list 200 items a day, but I'm going to scale back. As Tech and Sports said, I'm probably at the level of about 100 sales per day, and I would agree with that. I could handle 100 listings going into my store, no problem, but 200 is kind of insane. That analogy I used before where I was like a Saturn, driving about 50 miles an hour. If you guys have ever been in a Saturn, they're garbage cars and they feel like they're gonna blow up. That's where the pace that I'm running at right now. It's not sustainable. So I need to slow down. I consider myself a Saturn. I'm not a fancy car. So maybe I'm only comfortable driving at 20 miles an hour in a neighborhood without the car feeling like it's gonna blow up. Maybe you are a Ferrari engine and you can operate at a much faster pace. But for me personally, I feel like a Saturn, just like, built from random General Motor parts. Maybe I have squirrel innards and I'm trying to slowly replace those squirrel innards with Tiger innards, right? Just change from a Saturn to a Porsche 911, but it's going to take some time. Okay, so it's going to be a long, painful process of switching out all these slower moving American-made parts with amazing engineering from Japan or Germany inserting them all into myself to make something a little bit more powerful and that can run at this kind of horsepower. I'm honestly not ready to sell 200 items a day, even though my defect rate is dropping. So focusing on less items has made my store much bigger, and it's also reduced the number of defects in my store. I still have defects, but I'm not to the point where I think I need to be operating at an almost perfect level to do 200 listings a day, because if I'm operating at 1% defects, that's 60 orders I need to deal with every single month that are a problem, even at a 1% defect ratio. That's a lot. So I want to try to reduce the errors in my store. I want to take a step back, also take care of my health, not burn myself out. But honestly, I'm feeling fantastic. I'm in very, very high spirits. I love watching my daughter grow up. I love watching my store grow up. I think the analogy of a baby is great for an eBay store, because in the beginning, my baby doesn't really know how to talk. It doesn't know how to do anything. It's not even really responding to when you talk to it, because it doesn't know how to communicate yet. That's how eBay sellers are. In the beginning, you don't know what anything does. People could tell you the right way to do eBay, but it's just gonna go right over your head. You have no idea. You need to be in it for a while, maybe even a couple of years before the terminology starts making sense. So if you're at the infant level of your eBay store, don't beat yourself up. It takes a while. I've been doing this for almost 5 years. I think I would consider myself like a preteen, okay? The acne-ridden, angsty teenager. That's kind of where I am in my eBay store. So it's going to be a while. One day this is going to be an awesome adult eBay store that has employees, proper employees, because I want reliable, predictable income. So I want reliable, predictable people. So I'm going to move towards the model of actually having employees. And you guys know in California it's a bit complicated, because I have to provide workers' comp, and minimum wage here is $14.14. So I'm gonna have to pay a little bit more. So that means I have to run at a larger scale, which means more expenses, more rent. My rent here is $2,307 per month, which is almost 4 times as much as some places in the country. So I'm at a bit of a disadvantage here. The one thing that I do have going for me is that all of my storage units have power. So I have power, and I also have a Wi-Fi SIM card router. So I have 2 units right next to each other, and this one is just across the way. Amazingly, the SIM card router, the service even works. I'm about 30 feet or 40 feet away from the other 2 units, and it still works great. So I come in here, I put all these items away, which takes about 15 or 20 minutes, and then I pick the items to ship, get those items shipped, head back. On Wednesdays, I do a podcast with Tech and Sports, which you guys have been listening to. We do coaching for higher level people, and it's just a busy day. Wednesday's a busy day. So I appreciate you guys. See you next time. Make progress daily. Take care.